what I mean? And how you may cheat on that relationship by being more on your phone than you are on writing your thoughts down. You know what I mean? That was good shit. Yeah, so there's all types of relationships. The theme of this actual feature will be relationships. All right, cool. So, her and I started off with an argument. I pity the fool who looks at this 5'11", 180 something pound body, depending on the season, as if it has not made a mistake. See, understanding comes in time. It's not limited to time, but it's always on time. And I can guarantee that the time is going to take for me to understand what I eventually will in time. Is going. I can't guarantee that the time is going to take for me to understand what I eventually will be in time. Is going to happen on your time. I apologize in advance. See, sometimes it takes a loss to learn that which a win cannot teach you. And sometimes it is the unexpected that exceeds all expectations. Let me break it down. I first learned about love through not feeling it. I first learned about heartbreak through haphazardly breaking one. Through poems I me, but for 1 second don't think that you know me. I once learned that a man should never put his hands on a woman from my father, who reportedly used to be my mother, which arguably played a role in me being born prematurely. I was born 2 months early, 4 pounds, 5 ounces, C-section. Doctors told my mama that I'd be retarded and wouldn't walk. Just to turn around, run track in college, and be labeled as gifted and smart. I know the value of a mistake firsthand. I once saw my brother succumbed and passed to cancer at the age of 22. Saw his nephew be born 6 months later. Saw his grandfather die 2 weeks prior. 2006 was a bitch. But I learned that if I can get through that, I definitely can get through this. I got a grandmother from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Creole. Another from Alligator, Mississippi. My chore list was communist. But best believe, the only man with a pulse who can fold clothes better than me is in the military, and I would give that dude a run for his money. And I too, like many of you, have been in relationships with that one person I just knew I would spend the rest of my life with, just to go through emotions that will make the dictionary redefine what spite is. But I'm thankful for it all because it made me redefine what life is. There's no other point to life but to live it. No other point to love but to give it. I live in between careful and carefree. And although man makes mistakes, and I have made many, I would not let a mistake make me.
On this segment of The Word today, we're coming to you live from Charlotte, North Carolina.
My name is Alicia Jones. So we're going to basically take you on a poetic and musical journey, and it's going to be narrated by my husband, the soul prophet, Aaron Jones, and it's going to be hosted by Keon Furness. I want to thank Judge Shirley Fulton for allowing us to come here and basically provide a platform for you guys here to share your craft and discover your talent. So thank you again, Judge Fulton, for allowing us. The host of our show, put your hands together for Paper.
I definitely appreciate everybody coming out. Thank you all so much. I hope you guys enjoy some really open-hearted people. I'm going to share with you guys and give you guys a little glimpse into their souls. I'm going to get into the first of a few things. I'm going to be bearing my soul a little bit. I'm in my feelings as a rapper. I like to start the shows with this one. It's about my mission in life to find that Nina. If you've all seen the movie Love Jones, okay, this one is called Looking or Searching for Nina. So, here goes. I keep an empty seat with a long stem rose in a vase in case she attends one of my shows. Where is this lady who is just like me? I call her Nina, but oddly, I've never ever seen her. I'm here with a telescope, seeing off into the distance, trying to be patient, giving this Charlotte place a chance. Like coming to America, I'm in the Queen City, looking for romance. I prefer a woman modest, elegant, classy, and simple, comfortable at home or formal, an atmosphere chic and eclectic. Whatever the aesthetic, she is adaptable. She is stable, firm in her confidence and self-esteem. I'm searching for this lady of my dreams. I want her to be self-deprecating. She should be brimming with a certain swagger, but not so much so that you notice. I want her to teach me things when I am a novice. I want her to have definitive opinions, but I also want her to leave it up to choice. I want her to be playful yet mature. She commands my attention, not by raising her voice, by dialogue, feeling each other in a real way. My heart's sincere, real talk, sexy with a word play. She will have a gentle spirit, a Midas touch on all the people who come around. She brightens up my room whenever she comes around. So until that day we finally meet, and she loves the nightlife, especially being out here with me. She curls up with a good book. She must know how to cook. Or ride out with me on a whim, not into public radio. In fact, she prefers NPR over AM or FM. She may not be a big drinker, but maybe she knows how to tie one on. She doesn't nag me either way, but she accepts me for whatever I'm on. She's the perfect beat to any rap song. She's the perfect melody. She looks great on my arm, lots of big city or small town charm. Great smile, loves to laugh, adds value to my life. And I love this math. She plus me equals quite a team, carved out of my dreams. As I pour into her spiritually, she refreshes my glass to make the cycle complete. Kind to young and old whenever they meet, fashion forward, bold and daring. Enter a room where the dudes be staring. She only has eyes for me and ears for my poetry. She accepts me, whether I'm saint or sinner. I come all this way to bring you my search for Nina. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, so clap, right, folks? All right.
Everybody look like they got a job, took a shower today. I'm just saying, some poetry nights you go to when it's intimate like this, you be mad that it's intimate. I'm just saying, it's like people that go to poetry nights and poets themselves are averse to showers. I'm just saying. All right. See, it's true. I ain't lying. I'm like, natural hair does not have to come with natural scent. I'm just saying.
Rewind!
Natural hair does not have to come with natural scent. If you can hear me, clap your hands 1 time. If you can hear me, clap your hands 2 times. If you can hear me, clap your hands 3 times. That was great. Y'all on point. You may not believe me, but this is true. See, I had an uncle that played in the NFL, and every time he came to visit us, he'd give me $10. And as soon as that Hamilton would touch my hand, I would crumble it. I would stuff it into the pocket of my Husky Fit jeans because even back then, I was a chubby little guy. And then I would sprint down the marble-floored hallways that my grandmother covered with that plastic runner that curls up at the corners. Obviously, I wasn't the only one. I would sprint through the living room with the sofa and love seat still covered in the plastic that it came in. I would sprint through the kitchen and out the side door because at my grandmother's house, there was a sign on the front door that said, "Please use the side door." I would walk out to my Mercedes Lamborghini. I was so rich that I had the world's only Mercedes Lamborghini ever. And my friends, they would follow me too. Dante would be in a Rolls Royce Porsche, and Aunt would be in a BMW Ferrari, and Mario, Well, Mario would be in a DeLorean like the one on Back to the Future, and we would valet park our exotic no-cylinder cars at the world's only Saks Fifth Avenue candy store. Now looking back, it makes no sense that Saks put the only candy store at the corner of Lovers Lane and Inman in Akron, Ohio, but as far as we would walk in and the concierge would brief us of all the great new products, but I was so rich, right? The prices didn't matter. I would just rattle off my order like the big spender that I was. I need 2 peach Jolly Rancher sticks, 1 pack of Mike and Ice, 1 pack of Alexander the Grapes, some lemon heads, a couple of jawbreakers, a fudge round, a zebra cake, a Chico sticks. I want to go back. I want to go back to when $10 was $1 million. I want to go back to when we couldn't afford the amusement park, so we would jump out of trees. I want to go back to when water, electric, and gas was free. I want to go back to when we blushed every time Dwayne Wayne kissed Whitney. I want to go back to girls didn't care if they sweated out their hair and hide and go seek was like free night at the club because everybody was there. I want to go back past spades. I want to go back to Uno. I want to go back to when the biggest beef was New Edition or Menudo, back to Popeye and Bluto, Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd, back before Blue Mint Crip and Red Mint Blood. I want to go back to the show, A Children's Story and Teenage Love. I want to go back to whenever you met a dude named Lion-O, you yelled Thundercats, Thundercats, Thundercats. Go back if you're tired of paying $5 a gallon for gas. Go back if you're tired of people selling pyramid schemes harassing your ass. Hey brother, you ever thought about opening a business? Go back. Go back if you missed nap time and summer vacation. Back to when a kiss and holding hands was the same as having relations. I want to go back to when I thought the swimming pool was the beach. Back to when my mama would pop me in my mouth if I sucked my teeth. I want to go back to Foursquare. I want to go back to Double Dutch. I want to go all the way back to guess what? Chicken butt. I said I want to go all the way back to guess what? Chicken butt. I want to go back. I want to go back. And if you believe me, you'll understand. I'm telling you the truth. Every time I fail in my adulthood, I wonder one day if God will see fit to hold me back in my youth. Thank you.
She don't appear loose. She got her secrets wrapped tight in her business suits, and even when she rocks her skinny jeans and her tight shirts, she makes sure to keep it sophisticated, and she hates it when she see other sisters looking inappropriate. And we won't get into the fact that she's cold like that when she rocks her church hat and her fly dress. She looks the part when she raises her hand to praise her God, but internally she's robbed of the basic principles of knowing that she's worth waiting for. And that every masculine set of arms is not an open door to love. She don't seem easy, but when she puts it down on the first date, she's just as greasy as them hood rats she shakes her head at, cause what's the difference? She may not be in the corner or on the back of the club, but she's going from man to man, matrimony pimping. Looking for that man that will make her an honest woman, but something is missing, and what it is, he just don't have it to give. She appears to have her life together, but they will never know her pain. She ain't fake or phony, and she ain't even really a trip. She just don't realize that she's promiscuous because it's loneliness induced. And according to her truth, promiscuity is those girls giving up the booty to every man who asks, but she can last several months or even a few years without sex. But you can bet when loneliness chokes her neck and she gets tired, as long as you got the look, touch, taste, feel, brother, you'll get hired to fulfill her temporary desire to feel sexy and desire. But when she opens her eyes and realizes that you ain't looking nothing like the one, baby, you will get fired automatically, and then she's on to the next. But she'll wait a while. Oh yeah, baby, she's God's child, but she's broken. Oh yeah, baby, she's God's child, no question. But she's broken and she's got a loneliness-induced obsession. Obsessed with the idea of not waking up to face the world on her own, pay her bills, cry her tears, and even takes out her dirty trash cans alone. Obsessed with the idea of being precious to somebody, to that man that will love her to her soul, not just her body. No, she don't love sin, but she can't handle loneliness. And in her chest beats a severely broken, a heart that is severely broken. And she's hoping for a reprieve on her knees. God, please send me a cure for this loneliness. But don't forget to make him tall, dark, and handsome. So she waits, and she waits. And when he don't come, she finds another stand-in, and then she starts that cycle over. Loneliness-induced passion. Yeah, she really is old-fashioned, but being lonely has a way of making you cave. And if her grandma knew all the things that she do, honey, she would roll over in her grave because she wasn't raised like this. But she just don't know that she's promiscuous. In her mind, she's not giving her body to you. She's just making love to her ideas of being in love true. And the brother, he's just a pair of arms and a set of thighs in which she uses to tell herself lies about where she is in life. Oh yeah, the sister pays a heavy price to let loneliness lead her into this. Because even God can't help you if you don't know that you're promiscuous.
Bibles amongst them, the inspiration we grab to save us. I gravitate as the scripture speaking into my soul. I should the goals of making this understood and flows. For every youngster who dealt with struggles we couldn't know and stood in holes of desperation and each foot is froze. For the hood is known for bullet holes and they wouldn't doze, overlooking those less fortunate from our cushioned homes. See curtains, we pull them closed in fear that they wouldn't pose, or put their toes on the carpet for just a roof and clothes. I mean something that's cooked to go. We wouldn't though. Much rather look the show of a Christian preacher that's pushing hope in the lives of the weak. I'm thinking reclined in my seat, the assignment to teach is given to us through rhyme and through beats. But though I silently weep for children who buy a CD of a spiteful MC who thinks that image is rightful to be. See, flesh will like and agree, but spirit ignites us to lead and enlightens the seeds of future fathers and wives to succeed. See, when I'm writing, I bleed a portion of life on my sleeve as I'm wiping a bead of sweat amazed at what Christ has achieved. Through a guy who deceived his parents with lies and repeat, but I'm finding receipts of all my debt that he's swiping for me. You see, he paid the cost that I couldn't on a cross that was wooden. The night my grandfather died, I prayed hard that he wouldn't. See, so much wisdom left with him, I had yet to receive it. A young and dumb teenager, too deaf for his teachers. Now them lessons, I need them. Told me look through them chapters. Whipping at Lincoln and singing as he took me to Baptist. Bible study, I kicked it hard with my childhood buddies. Not understanding the spirit world that surrounded roughly 90% of the places we played in. Prayers we saying will cover us even though that we bathed in mayhem. Nothing but grace and mercy of which we ain't even worthy. I'm plain and dirty, that man in the mirror seeming blurry. Adjust my lenses to see the faith that was dormant in me. Instead of rituals with value that of a foreign penny. Misgiving, just my leverage to lift it. Out of these bondages, and yes, even reverence is in it. No exceptions to sin, and don't be impressed with the image reflecting the gimmick of losers whose deception is winning over the masses with masquerades of a lavish life. Yeah, that's your pastor, but ask yourself, is them chapters right? Text over talk, if I must discuss it, I do and pray and maneuver cautious. The seed you sow will pursue you later. Who do we cater to on a fluent basis? Our true creator or the movie makers that's acting as if they the savior? Who do we cater to on a fluent basis? Our true creator or movie makers that's acting as if they knew the savior? But cue the tape up and all of us could improve our makeup. But you see, the true question is who gonna wake up? Now make some noise one time.
Just like that, Satan being the smooth criminal he is, creeps in his human nature to jack sons out of the kingdom. And sometimes the church doesn't even understand and is fearful. Because when the people come in lost, we forget who they're there for. Like, these seats up front are for the deacons, but you can sit way in the rear though. Or when someone just gets saved and leaps in praise because they're cheerful, someone taps their neighbor like, I told you he was a weirdo. No, my life, my focus has been on what he deems and what she deems that I didn't have the time nor will to be redeemed because I needed someone. I needed someone to validate the thoughts that Satan had valet parked in my heart, and I often sought spiritualists who taught me that I needed to find myself. But even nature proves that the best way to know what something is to know where something came from. So it's apparent that knowing the parent is imperative. But my original parents were flawed, and so I had to change parents, and trans means change, so I had to become transparent, and God could see me through because he had to see through me to show me who I am in him. And God told me that the only place that I would ever fit in was his arms. And I could see that I was different. Because there was no difference between standing out and outstanding, and I am unique, and I am his seed, and I am a blood-washed child of his kingdom, and instantly I received it. So even when people think that I'm faking, I thank them because one day I prayed to be Christ's imitation. Tribulations, I eat them for dinner. With persecutions for breakfast, and that's just hard to swallow and too big for me to stomach this burden, so I throw up my arms like white flags because I'm bulimic to this earth. Plus surrendering is worship. I'm not perfect, but I'm a servant, which makes me certain that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. To God, I'm a saint, but to Satan, I'm a monster. Because when it comes to loose for head bruising, I should be rocking a medal. I'm a man-bow and stomping devils. It's like I'm rocking stilettos. I'm the, you're the, we're the, to God's heart. Which makes us obviously special. No wonder why these cholesterol demons are so stuck on blocking these vessels. Because, yo, they know that we're walking records of the greatest producer to ever live. Yo, our God has been making beats since the first chapter of Genesis. But I can't deny that I had to use real eyes to realize that I had an eye problem until I visited the eye doctor, who told me I had to cross out my me's to cross out my eyes, and said that I would never really truly see life until I learned to see life cross-eyed. I mean, cross-eyed. He changed the way I see and literally became my visine just to show me that without a drop of him, I burn. I said, without a drop of him.